Damn, it's good to be back. The wait is over. The arena roars once more, and the legends return to the field.
Oh my god, there's no way.
So huge!
The best are already sharpening their skills, and the rivalries are burning hotter than ever.
Oh my goodness, what was
Wow! Every play, every push, a chance to carve your name in history. Somebody stop this man!
Oh, that's awesome!
And she drops onto the Kyrie. It's a one clip to finish the kill. And that's two from Kowsers.
This is where stories are written, where every legend leaves their mark.
And the body block. Able to get two.
Oh, that's a body grab. What a grab.
And as Bruce is out, he gets three.
With history on the line, do you have what it takes to emerge victorious? Welcome to United Rogue Overwatch Season 9. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Season 9 postseason is upon us. We are here in the playoffs for Ruby. This is going to be the number 1 seed Havana Hurricanes taking on the number 4 seed Pittsburgh Phantoms. I am your community manager, Ajax Soupcan, and I am joined by my awesome buddy, Sawyer. Very exciting game. I obviously have a little bit of bias since I'm the GM of Havana, but very exciting game because we have so many cool players in this.
Absolutely, and since you might have your little bit of bias towards Havana, I'm absolutely gonna have to root for Pittsburgh here, maybe to balance it out a little bit, but hopefully we get a really good game today.
I'm definitely expecting a good game. We obviously, have run predictions for this season, so we've gotten a lot of players' feedbacks on what they think is going to happen this game. And I believe the overall majority was a 3-1 in favor of Havana. So most of the community right now on the side of Havana, and it's kind of hard to doubt them. The regular season appearance between these two teams, Havana did take the win, and I believe not only that, but it was a sweep. But they're also the first seed, right? 6-1, hard to come back. As I believe Lijiang Tower is going to be our first map. Out of a lot of the control maps, how do you feel about Lijiang? We love it here. You are. But like in terms of personal maps, what are we feeling?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I definitely see there is a trend here at UR. Lijiang Tower is very popular. King's Row is very popular. I think Lijiang Tower is an interesting first pick. I guess it's really going to depend on the comps for this team for who takes this first map.
Well, part of the comps is going to be, if we look at Pitt's roster, Dusky and Liam, probably one of your best, if not the best, backline. One of the best flex supports and one of the best main supports combined. They have history together. But when we start looking at the bans, Dusky typically is a Lucio mainstay. Usually is running that out because, required for a lot of comps. But Havana, with the first ban as the #1 seed, they've taken the Lucio out of the first map.
That's going to be huge, especially since Lijiang Tower gives a lot of opportunity for movement and especially boops, for Lucio main, that could be pretty detrimental.
It's going to be interesting, if you look at Havana side, they typically don't even run the Lucio. They only run it here and there. Usually Adbon, who most of you know at this point, is just the flex god of Ruby. Shout out season 7 when he went Widowmaker the entire season, unless the other team banned it and forced him off something else. But he hasn't been touching the Lucio as much. The Brig here and there, fantastic Brig. But the mainstay so far this season has been the Wuyong. Giving a player like Adbon, who is confident in their mechanics, a support that can just deal out tons of damage is insane. Like, it's very good for what Havana typically run.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they can add a little bit of extra DPS with their supports, that could be a huge shift, kind of pushing Pitt back with that damage.
We're waiting on Pitt's ban here. There's a Antarctic is definitely okay. So we do have an update. They wanted to try to pick Antarctic for the map, but if we remember, with one of the patches that came out, Antarctic, which was in the pool, was no longer in the game. Blizzard decided to nuke it, so we swapped it out with Samoa, which was the next pick in the community votes. So we're not seeing Lijiang Tower. Instead, we're seeing Samoa. There's been a lot of confusion so far in this lobby, but the one thing I know is Havana will be banning Lu. They've said it about 20 million freaking times.
Yep, I just saw it again. So we can definitely be positive that they're going to ban Lucio here. How do you feel about Samoa as a map pick?
It's a map pick. You don't. You very rarely see it a lot when you're playing comp, quick play. Most people don't typically vote for it unless they kind of have to with other cart modes. But for here specifically, if they are looking at their options, you have Ilios, you have Lijiang. Typically, those two are easy, quick grabs. Samoa is one that nobody really has picked so far this season, so they might be looking to try to catch Havana off on, the wrong foot, maybe catch them by surprise. Not a lot of practice on this map. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Samoa. I think it's fine because by default it's a control map. But this is one that's got me a little curious.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. They're probably trying to, kind of throw them off their feet a little bit. I mean, like we said earlier, coming in as the underdogs, they might try to use some strange strategies here to get an upper hand, and this might work.
Something that I do want to point out is they might try to run some Zen comps. As we know, Zen did get that Discord buff going from 25 to 30% damage applied. And Liam, one of, if not the best Zens in Ruby history. We know Shogun, we know Liam, probably your main two picks for that title, but Liam on a buffed up Zen is going to be a little scary for Havana if they're not careful.
Yeah, and we were also talking earlier about how Dusky is that Lucio main, or plays Lucio a lot, but since they banned him, what do you think we could see coming for the support comp from Pittsburgh?
Honestly, especially now that we see Pitt has banned Vendetta, a Brig Zen might be in the cards. You know, Lucio's gone. You could do a Juno Brig, but there, you know, Liam doesn't typically pull out the Juno. So if we look through some of the comp options, the first one I want to really gravitate towards is Zen Brig. It puts, you know, Dusky on a comfortable main support. It gives Liam that chance to start fragging out. But Samoa is going to be our first map of the night. We have a Lucio ban and a Vendetta ban, which does suck. Foliage has been really clean so far since Vendetta has been legal.
Yeah, Vendetta has definitely been a fun character. I'm sure it's kind of mixed up the comps a little bit here in UR, but that is kind of an interesting ban.
We are going to see off rip a little variation to the Bastion comp that Havana has been running. Usually we see the Diva, Bastion, Sim with the Wu Yang and Kiri, but this time we're starting to see a Cassidy and a Zarya. Trying to look, maybe they know Rio's going to be on the Diva here, but I'm also looking at a Moira Mercy. Okay, it's a Moira Zen backline.
Moira Zen in the backline for Pittsburgh. Interesting. So we can see they're starting to roll out right now.
Rio just trying to roll into the point. Havana a little slower. We do now, no more Zarya. We have a Sigma from Minky. And Havana quick to take just the point while Rio trying to distract the backline a little bit. Come to roll in. Here comes the slam. Minky trying to get the rock out. Gets the rock out. Rio dropping lower and lower. A Suzu use from Nezzy. Trying to keep everybody up. And Greek starting off, finding one. Jinsei goes down.
Wow, Havana's definitely gotten, Pittsburgh's definitely gotten pushed back here. Havana definitely took that point there with a lot of aggression, a lot of DPS that kind of just forced Pittsburgh to take a breather real quick.
This is a comfortable pick for Havana. They know they like the Bastion strats. Admon going over to the Juno just to get a little bit more healing, but now we get to see Pittsburgh try to collapse. This is what their composition does. Takes many angles, collapse on a one. So far, nothing has come of it yet. Here comes Rio with the slam, trying to take out Foliage, but instead the door takes out Greek. There is one man down, two man down. The door stepping up big for this Pittsburgh team. That being said, Foliage is going to find an exit pick as Rio tries to roll back through. But 35%, not bad for a first fight.
Yeah, that was a great comeback on the side of Pittsburgh there. I mean, they definitely, like I said, they got pushed back, but they came in, got a few picks off, and then forced Havana to push back.
Foliage now in between a rock and a hard place, taking on a 1v4. Nobody knows what the man was doing, but still, Havana get the flip. Adbon gonna have to drop away. Meanwhile, the door, causing a lot of resources, is gonna go down. Nezzy takes them out. We're gonna miss the flux. My Minky is whipping. Rio able to just roll out of dodge. And it looks like they wanted to just try to back up a little bit, hold, wait for their DPS to come back, because we're gonna see a lot of ults. So far, we've only seen the grab flux.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 3 ults already built on Pittsburgh. We've got Greek Avenger using his right now. Another 2 being built up on Havana's side.
And Greek, they're using that Bastion ult. Not really going to be able to find anything, but with the help of Foliage, the door will go down. The big slam and the Cole. Nice Suzu getting used, and here we get the rush. We're layering the support ults on top of each other. We really want to get those pit members dead. Suzu comes out, a rock onto Rio, trying to take care of the team. Here comes a Blossom finding the supports. This is Pittsburgh in the final minutes trying to step up, and they are. Great ult from the door. So far, the hero of this Pittsburgh team.
Yeah, that was some fantastic counter ult play there. I mean, like you said, they layered the 2 support ults, but honestly didn't find too much value in it because of that Blossom. That really hurt them.
Edbon, tired of the Juno, wants to go back to a little bit more comfortable position on the Brig. Also help with the ball, trying to roll in and just displace a little bit, ruin Pitch's chance of that collapse. They're taking the coast approach. A Suzu used very early. And here comes Rio and Dusky in the back. Slam, whip shot is missed. Just rolling on a point. Here comes a Deadeye, and Greek already found the door. Will Deadeye be able to find anything? Moira has faded. Finds the ball. Here comes a Trank, and Jinsei's going to find one with OC. Meanwhile, Jinsei's going to find another. Onto Mickey is going to go down, and Greek is just stepping up big on the Bastion.
Wow, what a fight. It felt like it just went back and forth.
That is the power of Ruby. They know how these fights can go. They can swing an ult if they need. Rio tries to go in for a slam. Half HP. Going in. The door is down. And again, Rio wants to slam, but it's so low HP. Jinsei's going to find Foliage in the back. So there is some damage down. Nezzy forcing out the recall, still trying to deal with this Tracer, but his low HP. Liam, in the meanwhile, is going to find Greek. Jinsei finally gets Nezzy, and all of a sudden, Pitt is turning this around.
We can see Admon there trying to contest a little bit at the end, but yeah, Pittsburgh takes the point.
Foliage now swapping over. We're going to see the door also swapping to a Sombra. There's going to be a rally and a flux, but Rio's getting closer to the mines, and with only 15% left, it's looking a little bit in Pitt's favor right now. Slam on the Greek. Here comes the Coalescence, looking for some raw damage out here. The Rock is going to force the Tracer recall, but the double boop off the map from Rio is going to force two ults. Foliage finds one, trying to even things up. The rally not able to keep Mickey alive. It is a 2v3, it seems. 2v4. Here comes the mines on the back of the point. Adbon dropping lower and lower is going to go down. It is just up to Foliage. And with that Discord, Foliage is not going to be able to make it much longer. This should be Pitt taking the first point. Wow.
Still in overtime here.
Couple of good touches, but of course with the ults. Too big.
Wow. What a round.
1-0.
I mean, you said it. It was a little bit of the ults that came out. Big shout out to Rio on the ball at the very end of that chance, getting 2 environmental kills. Havana just not able to climb back after the raids.
Yeah, I mean, not only just those environmental kills, but also the placement of mines towards the back of point, kind of forcing them to be way more cautious coming into point. And if they're not, then they get blown up.
That is true. We're going to see Foliage sticking to the Tracer, but we're going to see Minky over onto the Diva now, wanting to get a little bit more aggressive than the Sigma can. As the door swapping over to the legs. We're locking the legs, folks.
Yeah, we saw that switch towards the end of the last round. It looks like he's gonna kind of stick with it here. See if they'll be able to capitalize off of that.
Up. They know Rio's in the back. Here comes the boop. Here comes the slam onto Greek, but the Suzu is there. They're looking to collapse on Liam, and Liam is down, and now there goes the door as well. Looking to try to take out Rio as he swings back in, and that'll be Havana taking the first percentage. This is why they wanted to go Diva. Liam has to swap. Get him off of that comfort pick of Zen over onto the Wu Yang. And the door back onto the Reaper. Suzu getting used. Nezzy trying to keep herself up. Meanwhile, Foliage trying to take out Rio, getting them low. But the collapse into the back. Adbon, Liam trying to trade blows. There is a trade. Foliage goes down, but now the door steps up and takes out Nezzy. Adbon and Mickey still terrorizing this Havana Pitt team. I don't even know my own team. The door is going down. All right. Looked a little scary there for a second for Havana, but they are able to clutch things up. I want to see the perks. Yep. Okay. Rio going to swap over to the Czar. Jinsei back on the Tracer. A lot of swaps so far from Pitt. Not really sure what they want to commit to.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start sticking with the comp because, you know, we're coming up on 4 ults for Havana here, and the ult chart is not looking too good for Pitt.
Both recalls used from the Tracers. Nezzy using a Suzu to keep themselves alive. Now Foliage wants to go for Dusky, but can't. Meanwhile, Minky comes in, finds Liam. Dusky goes down as well. Greek taking out 2, and here comes the bomb. Poco, is that you? And another team wipe. Havana, with just the Minky switch over to the D.Va, have been rolling so far. Pitt have not found an answer.
We can see Havana's starting to push up a little more, trying to create that space.
Oh my god, and they did. There's 2, 3 for Minky. The teleport gets the door out, but are there any touches? It's Dusky running into a Bastion. And the overtime wick does get to burn for a little bit. Are there going to be any touches? Rio! Not the right touch, buddy.
Wow. What a swap for the rounds. I mean, first round, very back and forth. You know, very close ending. It was 99 to 100 there. And that seemed to be a lot more in Havana's favor. Very aggressive on their part. Pitt just could not find a rhythm. They could not really get to point.
And this is, again, they know who to target on this team. Liam on the Zen is going to be the target. So when you see Minky swap over to the D.Va, they want to use that aggression, use him, Foliage, get everybody into a position to just collapse on Liam. If they take him out, that's a huge chunk of damage. They know the strat. Liam had to force himself off. Now going to try to go back to it as we enter the 3rd and final point of Samoa. I love the little beach one. So many high grounds, low grounds that everybody can just exploit. Rio taking that low ground option already, just rolling around at the speed of sound. Now here comes the collapse. Reaper using Wraith early, now has to fight Minky, the Brig. Everybody's coming in, but a big slam coming out from Rio. They still want these players of Pitt dead. Who will fall first is the question. Wraith is out. It is a skirmish in the back. As Pitt want to capitalize on the space, try to get the cap. Minky does not drop in time. Rio dropping lower and lower. Are they going to be able to find him? There's a Suzu out. Now Minky trying to collapse on Liam, but the door has found Adbon. Liam has found Minky's mech. Foliage and Greek. Foliage and Greek. The DPS duo of Havana might be turning this around. What a quick flip. Wait, Jinsei has something to say about it, but in 2v1, it's not in your favor. A little bit of extra point percentage, though.
Yeah, honestly, that was a good touch at the end there by Jinsei. Didn't have too much hope going into it, I'm sure. However, like you said, a little bit of extra percentage. Absolutely.
Oh my god, Rio runs through Nezuyumi. Not able to get any support there, it seemed. Now the slam. Minky is going to find Liam, but the rest of the team is falling. Greek running for his dear little life. Dusky is going to find Foliage in the meantime. The lead has gone to Havana, but not for long.
Yeah, that was a great comeback on Pitt's part. I mean, it did not take them too long to kind of get back there on point, take point back. We'll have to see what Havana does coming into this point now.
They know their target is Liam. They want to collapse, but they don't know. Rio's hiding in wait, gets the slam off, and here comes the coalescence. Liam is down. They do collapse, and here comes the Brig. Adbon the door and canceling the Death Blossom. They're going to take out Pitt. Rio wants a last-second touch, is going to have to roll out. Meanwhile, the rest of Havana ripping Pitt apart.
Wow, another great transition.
And you could really see Adbon, the big hero of that story, pulling out the rally, canceling the Blossom, and keeping the team up. Meanwhile, Foliage just ripping through Pitt in the back line. Foliage close to a pulse. Here comes the Mines, looking to take out Greek, but unable to find anything as the rest of the teams are just going back and forth. Adbon might die, but Minky already found one. It's now a support trade, and here comes the tactical nuke inbound. Rio low as hell. Are they going to be able to take him? No. Minky wants to drop the nuke on this Reaper. Poor door. Couldn't get a chance. And now Rio just running to the point, trying to get out alive. Force Havana back over the point. Get his team to some form of safety and stability. Just kidding. Minky wants to go in deeper. Nezzy TPing in and getting the Suzu and taking out Liam. They want Minky dead. The door's going to take out Foliage, and now Mickey in mech. It is still 87%. The door finding Mickey and Foliage, and here comes the rest of Pit to help clean up the fight. Trying to take the point. Greek's going to find Rio, but Nezzy is going to go down. Foliage is back, but the door is taking out both the supports. Foliage is taking out Jinsei. Is the flip going to be there? It is Foliage versus the world, it seems, as Mickey comes back. Greek is trying to hold on with the heel of Bastion. This fight is never ending. The door getting the TP out. Dusky dropping lower and lower. Is going to be taken out, and now here comes a Trank. Mickey out of mech again, and now Rio swapping to the... We're going to see a Diva Mirror. Liam is going to take out Mickey. The die, unfortunately, doesn't get anything else as Adbon with the rally. And the tactical nuke. This should be Havana's point. Dusky trying to hold on for dear life, but doesn't. And that will be Havana coming in. Big ults out of Havana.
Wow, that was twice we saw Adbon kind of cancel the doors Blossom there on that map with Rally. What a great play both times.
And a lot of people, let's go back to the beginning of the season. Let's go back to the draft. Adbon said we get to see this beautiful boot. What a great boot by Rio. But we get to see Adbon sign up for support only, and a lot of people were wondering how that would go. A lot of people thought he would drop to Sapphire because that's where his rank would allow. And in that instance, you know, again, the GM, messaged him. I was like, hey, man, here's the team. I would love to have you come up. And he has been lights out. The Wu Yang, the Brig, even when he swaps over to the Lucio, a lot of people had questions at the start, and I think he's been proving himself to maybe a role star. He's been that good on support.
Yeah, I mean, we could just see it in that match alone, right? Like, the Brig play was fantastic. You know, that is a hard character to play, but if you can get out there, if you can get the DPS, if you can cancel ults with your rally, great placement with the rallies, that's exactly what you want to see coming from a support player.
So now we get to see Pit. Pit had some brilliant moments on that Samoa map. You said it earlier, got the first round, 199, little shut out the second round, but in that third one, they made it close. They made Havana fight for it. We get to see every other game mode option. What are you thinking? Are we going to see an escort? Are we going to see a push? Are we going to see the hybrid come out?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like King's Row with a hybrid that, like I said before, that does seem to be a pretty popular map. But I also wouldn't be surprised to see something like Servasa come out.
If I'm looking at it, if I'm Pit, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, we have our Lucio back. The next thing they might want to try to ban, depending on the map, is going to be the Zen, right? They're going to pick Shimbali, another map that we haven't seen a whole lot of, but one that is going to work great for Zen, so we might see a support ban here to protect the Zen ban. Mickey trolling in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh. But we do get to see Shimbali. I'm thinking they're going to ban a support. My best guess would be the Wu Yang. Get Liam to keep the Zen. That's what I'm going with. I'm betting the house.
Betting the house. On the Wu Yang ban?
The Wu Yang ban, it screws over Adbon. It protects the Zen. It's a perfect ban. I'm betting the house. The mortgage is on the line.
Okay, interesting. I'm going to hold you to that bet.
That's not good.
Yeah, Shimbali, that is an interesting map pick. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I've seen Shimbali picked in not just UI,
Quick play. Yeah, this is I think what we expected here. They want the Shimbali. We're gonna see Nezzy taken out. Taco gets to come in. I can't say enough about Taco. Great guy. Is a support player. That's their highest role. Has played enough DPS for us to be considered a role star. Taco, fill the century. We're going to see also Pitt swapping out Jinsei for Luna. Luna, for those who remember, last season's Sapphire MVP finalist, runner-up, and of course DPS role star. Now shining up in Ruby on this Pitt roster.
Wow, so 2 subs, both one from each team. This could completely, or at least significantly, change the matchup we got going on here.
I think if you're Pitt, even with Luna in, you're still going to go the same kind of strategy. I think you want to ban a support now that, okay, I'm a liar. My mortgage is at risk. They're banning the Bastion. So now you just ban.
Wow, interesting. Interesting with the Bastion ban there. I mean, I would not have expected that, honestly. We definitely... I don't think we saw too much, capitalization from the Bastion in the last match. However, that is what they're going to go with. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it looks like Havana is going to ban the Zen. Interesting. We are swapping sides here, so looks like Havana is also going to choose to defend first. Interesting pick there.
I think they want to try and make sure that they set the line.
Yeah,
however
no,
good or bad their defense goes, this is where we need to.
Yeah, I think Soup is cutting out a little bit here and there, but like he said, that does make total sense. Havana trying to set the line, figure out where they're going to need to get to during the second part of the round. And if they can really hold them down, then that gives them a lot of advantage when they get onto attack.
We're gonna of your Ruby finals getting ready.
Ready.
Computer doesn't. My computer might be exploding, so I might be choppy, but that's okay. It is the Ruby playoffs. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, okay. So this is similar to what I expected. We're gonna have Taco on the bat. That's typically his mainstay. That's when they want to bring him in. Greek over to the Soj. We're gonna have Minky and Foliage running that Vendetta Zarya combo.
Love to see that. I mean, now that we don't have that Vendetta ban, it seems like they're pretty eager to play. We'll see how it shapes up on this map, though. Especially with this long sight line at the beginning.
I was going to say, this is a little dangerous, trying to get in and out. But if there's anybody I trust, it's going to be Joe Flacco, number 1, Foliage, number 2, as we get Shambali on the way. Both teams running an Alari after the recent buffs as well.
Yeah, that is an interesting shift, because we did not see Alari at all last match.
That is true. Luna is on the Genji, trying to creep up the stairs. Getting the pocket from Dusky on the Alari themselves. Foliage, meanwhile, getting a bubble down main, trying to just get a little bit of poke in. Foliage going in, gets the bubble. Might have to get out. Gets rocked. Here comes a lamp and a bubble. They want to keep Foliage alive. Meanwhile, Adbon taking out Luna. And there's Foliage. All the support in the world going to be able to take out Rio. And if you look at a Sig in this comp, Sig is going to get run over by the Zarya. Run over by the Vendetta. It's going to be rough to play Sig into this.
Absolutely, every time. And I would not be surprised if we saw a swap coming from Rio here. because exactly like you said, I mean, the Zarya with her bubble, Vendetta, close range, she can't suck up her attacks like you could some range player.
Gonna see the bubble goes in, the rock comes out onto Foliage. Greek taking out the pylon for now, but Foliage is gonna go down. Too much damage and pressure comes out from Pitt. They're gonna find one, they're gonna find two. Now they have their sights on the supports. And this should be Minky falling as Pitt can get more cart percentage. Taco just trying to back out with his life.
That was some wonderful coordination there from Pittsburgh. I mean, all 5 of them pushing up towards the left side there, kind of catching Havana off guard a little bit, maybe.
They were not expecting. It was a great rock setup from Rio to really make sure Foliage couldn't do much. Rio taking a lot of damage, but so is Foliage. Here comes the sun, and with nothing to block it other than the suck, is it going to hit? Which massive, but a dirty bubble comes out, keeps some of the players alive, and Door takes out Adbon. Adbon is going to get a martyrdom here. Oh, the boop almost takes out Taco, but Taco instead finds one. The Door is going to help with the flux. And now we're going to get an OC from Greek, finding one. It is Greek and Taco. Now Taco pulls the window out. They want to try to win this. And the window OC!
Oh my. Wow. That was a crazy comeback towards the end there. I mean, it was what? It was just Adbon and Taco there.
Taco and Greek hanging out. Adbon getting close, but the OC mixed with the window became a deadly duo. And that's 3 ults out from both teams with only a minute left. We're going to see a grab. We're going to see the Vendetta ult. But we still have both DPS ults on the side. Here comes the grab. It's going to find one. It's going to find 2 already. They peppered in the Vendetta ult. The Door is going to take out Foliage, but unfortunately the rest of the Door's team is dead.
Not so fast.
Not optimal, honestly. I can't say.
We're left with 30 seconds and a blade from Luna, an MVP of Sapphire, stepping up into this Ruby division. What can you do here? You're going to have to watch out for the lamp. You're going to have to watch out for Zarya just running you down. Adbon gets a bubble, but Liam finds Foliage quickly. Liam finding 2 here. Here comes the blade looking to take out Greek. Are they going to be able to do it? No, the lamp keeps him alive, but the Door finishes the job. Luna is going to be able to find one with a blade, and in OT, the cart gets to push.
We can see Rio pushing up here, trying to create some space so they can get cart to objective.
We are going to see the point capped. Only 2.5 minutes now left. Adbon wanting to push up, gets a bubble. Going to have to block the rock, but Adbon still goes down. Takes way too much damage, and we can again see the Wu Yang coming up big, keeping pace with the DPS of the team. Minky able to use the beam to get through hands. Sigma is down, and now a high charge Minky wants to press the gas a little bit, giving a bubble to Foliage. Dusky's going to find Greek, though. Pit need to back up and stabilize. Meanwhile, Dusky just in the back is about to get run down. There's the support gone, and Minky is still high charge, trying to take care of the rest of the members of Pit. Luna dashes in. No dash available, but gets the dirty bubble from Liam. Gets a knockdown. The lamp just a little too wide. Foliage unable to get kept alive, and now Minky's stuck in the back as well. Drops the grab onto 2.
Huge grab.
But unfortunately gets taken out. And now it is Adbon and Taco trying to run. Greek no longer wanting to take this angle. Now is the Genji in their face. Gonna be able to slide away. Big lamp, but Adbon still goes down. Pit are not letting up. They want these kills, and they're gonna find one. They're gonna find 2. Luna stepping up big.
Great aggression there coming from Pittsburgh.
Now with that aggression, they have a lot of ults to work with. They're gonna have to be careful. Minky did just expend the grab. What can we see here? Foliage is in the back. Everybody's using their ult. We see Rally, we see Window. Adbon down. Greek's gonna find one, but Minky's gonna go down to the flux, and the deflect into Greek. OC, not anymore. Luna with a big play here. Foliage is going to take out Liam, but Luna getting a 4-piece, I believe, one of which deflecting OC into Soj.
What a play.
This is where things start to get a little tough now. You spend a couple ults, you're going to get the Dirty Bubble Blade, and you're really only looking at Foliage's Vendetta ult. Havana need to be very smart with how they play this. Gonna send in, you can only get one bubble, and Foliage dropping lower and lower, has Adbon there, but still gets taken out by Dusky. There's a bubble and a lamp. Adbon will trade for Luna. There's a DPS down for both sides, but now Adbon goes out. Liam on the Wu Yang, just as deadly as he is on the Zen. And here comes the Dirty Bubble onto the tank. Bubble stops Mickey from going down. Rock misses. Mickey getting kept up here by the BAP. Adbon wants to get aggressive, but has to play a little farther back. This is the last corner. The cart is rounding up. And with a minute left, we're going to see the Vendetta ult has a bubble to keep them alive. Gonna miss. Not be able to find anything. And Foliage goes down. The lamp not able to keep them up. And here comes the blade going in deep. There's a trade. Mickey's going to find one. Greek's going to find one. And they're looking to take out the door next. The door is gone. It is Liam trying to do some God's work in the back. Is going to find Taco, but gets taken out by Greek. Rio is the last man standing. Whew,
This is going to be a
dangerously
huge
close.
stagger with Rio kind of dying there towards the end, right when his team is starting to come back.
Mickey has the grab. Greek has the OC. There are no ults left, and Rio swapping over to the Ramatra here for the last 20 seconds. The grab OC could end this all. It cannot be deflected. Does Luna pull up big? No, here it is. 3 against 4. Havana 5 to 5. And that will be it for Pitt's attack.
Wow, what an ending to that round, to that attack there. Well,
You could see the momentum Pitt had. All it was Havana overextending, and Pitt knew they could capitalize. 1 pick, 2 pick. Your cart's already at the point, and you're trying to scramble to find something. Havana barely able to hold on tight. The golden box just a few meters away from the end of the map.
yeah, we can see, like we talked about before the map started, that, you know, Havana probably picked defense so they could set that line, maybe not expecting the Pit to get as far as they did. However, they're going to have a pretty tall order. They're going to have to push the cart pretty far.
We're going to see an Adbon Lucio. Maybe they want to get aggressive.
We do see the Lucio pick coming from Adbon.
Are they going to run this Lucio Kiri? Rio is still on the Sigma, so if the Zarya gets high enough charge, they can just walk down, but you have to be careful. The door and Luna have been great so far. Not only this map, but this series at putting on a lot of pressure. The bubbles are going to get shredded immediately.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
All right. Havana has had their defense. It is now time to attack. So far, both teams just trying to take some pot shots, finding the damage where they can. Havana opting to just run down mid right now. Their comp is to get close. Adbon on a little flank, trying to find the Genji. Bubble into Foliage, just to tickle the high ground. Now another bubble to go in. They want to look for Liam. Is Foliage going to be able to find the kill? He's going to find one, but now has to deal with the Genji. Meanwhile, Mickey taking out the rest of Pitt. The door and Rio going to find some picks here. Greek looking to take out Dusky. There goes Dusky. It is just the door left. Will they find the exit pick? Taking some damage. I think the door should get out, especially with that slide.
Wow, we can definitely see that that was a lot faster than Pitt's attack there. However, Pitt's going to have to come in and maybe try to stop them right here.
Rio dropping lower. Going to have to use form. Swapping over to the Ramacha now. A good bubble is going to keep Foliage alive for just a little bit longer, as now Havana are trying to set up some plan of attack here. Luna dropping lower and lower, is going to get taken out by Foliage, who now goes up to try to take care of the door. Are they going to be able to find it? Foliage has found the door, And here it comes. Foliage is going to go down to Liam, but the damage is done. The supports need to back up, and with the speed of Lucio, they want to try to press this aggression. And you're right, a much faster point A for Havana. Adbon feeding his ass off. I get it. You get the point. You get aggressive. You gotta learn when to back it up, buddy. We're gonna see Luna off the Genji over to the cast. Wants to slow down this aggression with a stun grenade. Bubble's gonna cleanse it, and now Greek hiding. But meanwhile, Adbon is gonna go down. Havana dropped to 4 members. Luna is low. Meanwhile, Foliage just looking to take out Luna. Will he be able to? He gets the trade, but here's a window to try to keep themselves up. The OC window, not be able to find Rio yet, has the dirty bubble. And I don't think these Havana members are going to make it out. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Taco and Greek standing their ground, able to take out 2. And now Liam on the cart is going to find Greek, but has to face the rest of Havana, unable to get out. Mickey taking a lot of damage here, needs to back up. So far, swapping Taco in for the bat map has been doing wonders. But we see Foliage also on the back foot, trying to get a bubble or a heal. Has the bubble. I don't think he'll get much more. He gets a beat instead. Now he can take out the door. The grab takes Dusky, and Havana want this badly. Here comes Rio, popping Annihilation. What are they going to be able to do? Adbon takes out Luna. It is Liam trying to keep Rio in this fight. Dusky trying to get back as well, but Mickey high charge takes out the tank, and another fast point from Havana.
Wow, that was some great contesting from Rio in the end there, but his team just could not get back in time.
They're pressing this aggression. They're going to find 1. They're going to find 2. Havana do not want Pit to leave the spawn doors. Foliage very close to using his ult. He wants them to come out a little bit more, but we're almost at another window OC, which could lock things up. It is just the door and Luna with their ultimates. I don't know how much of Deadeye is going to be able to get done in this position.
Yeah, I mean, with that little bit of a ledge there, right where the cart is now, there's a lot of room to hide away from that Deadeye and the overclock as well.
Doesn't need to hide if you just take him out. OC is popped along with it, but Foliage popping the Vendetta ult goes down. Greek is taken out. No OC for the side of Havana, but Foliage is still in there. And here comes the window. Foliage goes down. Mickey's going to take out 1. Taco coming up. They want to take out Liam next. It is all Havana in the kill feed as the DPS of Pitch try to hold on. But that is going to take us to match point as Havana go 2-0 so far in the series.
Wow, what another map there we had. I mean, we could definitely see after both of them the difference in aggression between these two teams.
This is Luna coming up big, finds 1, and this is the OCD flag. Luna showing why they got the MVP last season. Fortunately, wasn't enough to get the map. Havana now staring at almost a 3-0. They just need 1 more map. It is up to Pitt, who have their backs against the wall.
So, just like you asked me before that last map, you know, now going into map 3, what kind of map pick would you like to see coming out of this?
If I'm Pitt, what they have really excelled at so far has been this compositional blend of almost this poke and dive. They want Liam to be able to put in a lot of pressure along with the door from long range. They also have Dusky there in the back, able to switch it up. But the real kicker was allowing so much poke, allowing so much damage for then Luna to just come out of nowhere, take out a kill, maybe get a dirty bubble from Liam. And so if you're looking at it like that, you want more of these hybrid maps, right? You mentioned it earlier, King's Row leads itself to having so many just open opportunities. You can take so many different angles, which will allow that distraction. I think if you're looking at it, Kingsdrow could be an option. We really only have hybrid, push, and flashpoint left. We could see a Pit honestly going to a new Junk City. That's been one of their favorites so far this season as well, and I think that fits into their strengths.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would also, we could definitely see it in the first map, and I also saw it a lot there in the second map. Havana loves to target Liam. We definitely saw Liam get targeted a lot there. Pit might need to give a little bit more protection to their support in the backline there.
Well, we are going to look at a Coliseo, and we're going to have a substitute from Pit. They want Jinsei back in, and the door is taking a back seat. Luna and Jinsei, the Sapphire DPS first team role stars of last season. Looking down at this match now, and we're going to see, Taco, done your duty, sir. We're going to get Nezzy back in, the more comfortable Kiri player here. So the substitutes for the teams are in. We're going to look to Pit. They've already banned the Bastion. They've already banned the Vendetta. You might want to ban Adventure here. Maybe stop Foliage from playing that. They've been doing a good job of taking him out on the Vendetta. Is there a specific ban that you might see coming just for map alone?
Yeah, well, this could be interesting because as Coliseo is push map, it's going to be, we might see some big comp changes here coming from both teams. But for Pittsburgh, I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking maybe. Honestly, I could not tell you.
I think if we look at it, Pit might want to try to go. They have their Lucio back. They want to try to match that Lucio Kiri backline. I think that we will see out of Havana. I think Pit can, they might be able to confidently say they can do it better. But with that, they might put Rio back on the ball. It was doing really well map 1. And with Luna and Jinsei, that is an easy Genji coming in. That could be a pretty good Cass, a pretty good Soj. I think they might want to potentially ban a Minky pick here. They've targeted so far both the DPS. I don't think they're necessarily worried about the backline. They might be going for a tank ban.
That's what I was going to say. I'm thinking some sort of tank ban. Maybe the Zarya, honestly, because the Zarya's been putting in a lot of work. But maybe also a Diva ban could be pretty influential.
Diva ban could be pretty good here. We know. They could be pulling out a Lucio Zen. Just put both your supports on their best rolls. Just run it down. I forgot to do the predictions. Thanks, Twitch chat. Thanks, other mods, for being here. But we do see the Diva ban. You called it.
Okay, there you go.
Diva.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty influential, I think, especially because Havana has been doing a great job at that dive. Like I said earlier, diving in the back, especially we saw it on that first map there, diving in the back, putting pressure onto those supports, and that paid off really well. Kind of left Rio alone as ball to kind of just contest point here and there, but I think the Diva ban is overall pretty good.
Well, now we're going to see Havana banning the Wu Yang. So Liam not able to play that. Probably now, again, going to that Lucio Kiri I had mentioned. I'm not entirely sure that, they were worried about it if they're Pit. I don't think they were really looking into that comp. But I know Adbon is now probably going to be forced over to a little character I like to call Lucio. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Lucio. Yeah. It might ring a couple bells.
Well, this could be the last map. Remember, the winner of this will go on to the finals. And again, a lot of people predicted the 3-1 Havana all series, 7 weeks, 5 3-1 victories, a 3-0, and then a loss. So I can understand the 3-1. Is this Pitt's map to come back on? It's going to be a long uphill battle for them, but let's see what comps they're looking at, and I'm assuming the supports are not going to stay. But everything else is what I figured. We're going to see the Ball, we're going to see the Genji, we're going to see the Soj. Meanwhile, we are going to see the Lucio Kiri on the other side. We also are going to see the return of the Bastion and the Zarya. However, Foliage this time locking the legs.
Locking the legs. Yeah, interesting pick. We can see Liam here on Zen now too, instead of that Kiri. And Dusky seems to switch back to Moira.
If Liam is not careful, a speedy high charge Zarya will run you down if your tank is not there. Liam gonna have to play their angles very well. Meanwhile, this is the entirety of Pitt doing what they were the previous map. They want to just create a bunch of different angles and collapse. We already see the Ball and the Moira going in on the back. Gonna have to TP out is Nezdi. Pitt just moving the bot. Now here we see Rio going for the slam. Minky dropping lower and lower. Gonna have to bubble. But Greek is gonna take out Rio. Nezzi takes out Luna. And the collapse was not there. It was not what they wanted. Foliage just trying to pepper in some damage onto Liam and Jensei. Dusky's going to get the fade out. But the small lead that Pitt had for moving the bot is about to get overtaken as Havana will now take the lead. Is my Adbon going to die? No, my Adbon does not die. I thought he was dead.
He was getting close. He definitely extended himself a lot there, but managed to get out.
Slam into the back, and Dusky's in there too. Now Jinsei finds Foliage with a charge shot. Luna's going to go down again. That Zarya, it's a tough matchup for this Genji. Discord onto Greek now breaks it, looking for the Dusky Moira. But meanwhile, Adbon trades his life for the Zenyatta. Minky dropping lower and lower, going to have to get pocketed. Meanwhile, Dusky goes down to the Greek grenade. Havana just walking this through. They want to get to the butt scratch point. Here comes Greek, sending the tactical nuke inbound. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. Jinsei slides out of it to keep themselves alive. Meanwhile, this bot is almost already the point. Who's getting used? Here comes Minky running at the rest of Pitt. And they're going to be aggressive with the beat. Greek is going to go down. But a Trank counteracting it. We get to see the floating Liam.
That was an interesting Trank there. Maybe a little late.
A little late to keep themselves alive. But here comes a grab with the Cole. And we drop the Visor as well. All the kill feed is Havana. Rio going to drop the mines. Trying to maybe find a kill. But also stalling the bot a little bit. Havana really don't care about the bot. They're just looking for more kills. But the bot gets stolen. Rio trying to make it out. Gets the grapple up. Good grapple. Keeps themselves alive. We have a flank. We have an Adbon Foliage flank.
That's definitely taking a lot of attention away from the cart as it reaches objective there.
And now it is just a mass fight on the point. Pitt already going to find 2. They're going to get a 3rd. This should be Minky taking an exit kill, but is going to go down. And there's not much hope for my poor Greek Avenger, who will die. Almost killing Liam. 1 HP in a dream.
Pitt is really going to have to push up here, especially since bot reached cart. They're going to have close spawn.
But Liam, using Trank previously, already is at 70%. Now climbing higher. Meanwhile, is going to just die. Minky with a high charge. Going in, finding 2. Getting a bubble. Forcing the fade out of Dusky. And we get to see Jinsei off the Soj onto the Tracer. Trying to fight this backline. But Adbon's going to find Dusky. And this should be Havana again carrying the bot along. We're starting to look at a couple more ultimates. Foley's finding Jinsei before anything happens. And now Rio wanting the Zar mirror. They're going to find, yep, Liam trying to get away from the mess that is a Zarya and Kiri. Rio, so low! The bounce nade drops it low enough for Foliage to get the Helix rocket kill. Adbot Ajax, no! My king! Oh my god, Dusky living the dream. And the tactical nuke from Greek finds nothing. Oh. What happened to my team? Here comes a blade. A Suzu is out. But Luna wants to try to find something still. Is going to find one with the help of Rio. And this should be Pitt now stealing the bot. Adbon gets his one.
Wow, we can definitely see it turn around a little bit here. We'll see how far they're able to push the bot before Havana gets back to contest.
Foliage going to top. Yep, okay. Foliage is going to trade. So there's a DPS down for both teams. However, there's still both support ults used for Havana, but both support ults alive and well for this Pitt team. They should be able to weather any storm that is coming. They do have a visor ready. They're building to the grab. But Jinsei's back, has a pulse, looking to try to sneak into the back. Maybe get a sneaky pulse off. Gets the nade to the face instead. But here comes Dusky, just pure DPS. Moira ult, able to find Adbon. And here comes a grab and a track. It's going to go down. It's going to find one, though. And still Pitt are finding these kills. Foliage gonna find one. Greek trying to stand his ground, but I don't think he's gonna make it. Foliage on death's door is gonna trade out for Jinsei.
Wow.
Pushing the barricade. Stay sharp.
Adbon now off of the Lucio over to the Ana instead. Maybe gonna try get some sleep advantage here, but you gotta be careful for the bubbles. Along with that, Rio has a grab and there's a pulse bomb. They might be looking to get it ready. The combo could be deadly. Now he's gonna have to hold the trigger for that Suzu. I had a stroke. Here comes a grab. There's the pulse. The Suzu's there and the bubble, and Foliage finds Liam. What seemed like a perfect plan from Pitt is falling apart as Rio is going down. Foliage on the longest flank known to mankind, able to take out two there. A big investment.
Absolutely. What an amazing counter there with the Suzu and the bubble. You know, it's almost like they could see the plan forming in Pitt's head.
They are telepathic, surely. Liam able to get out, and now the cart again going back to its position. You're gonna have Blade soon, but here comes a rush. Foliage taking out Luna, no Blade ever. Minky gonna find one, now has some charge as well. Greek finding Dusky. There's gonna be a trade for Foliage, but the rest of Havana are alive and well. Luna might have to pull this Blade as a hero move. Adbon ready for the nano, but here comes Greek wanting to send the tactical nuke into the spawn as we are approaching the final hopes, the final dreams of Pitt in this offseason. Mickey finds one. Adbon goes down. There is no nano, but the grab is going to lock things up. Two dead. It is Jinsei and Liam, both low HP, and this is Havana taking the 3-0 as soon as Greek steps on the cart.
So
No,
another
3-1.
3-0.
Play of the game.
That means Havana, the first seed, get to go on to the finals. Pittsburgh, unfortunately, your season ends here. What a great performance from both teams, though.
Absolutely. Pittsburgh put up such a fight. Even though it was 3-0, they definitely contested a lot. They definitely, you know, made it a little hard for Havana.
That's what we can expect from these playoff teams. You really got to look at that Pitt roster. From the beginning of the season, they had their set roster, had a couple of swaps when the tank left, when the DPS left. They still made it to the playoffs. They still had a good run, but unfortunately, Havana just unstoppable so far. Looking really good. And I'm not saying that because they're my team. I'm not saying that because they're my team.
No. Surely not. Surely not.
Well, that means Havana into the finals. We still will see who will face them in that final match. Will it be the Detroit Wolfpack or will it be the Vancouver Wild? We'll have to wait till next week to see that. But we also have Sapphire round 1. We have Emerald round 1. No other games scheduled yet, but we have plenty of action still left. So make sure to keep your eye out, especially for next week. We're going to have a lot of games coming up. But that is going to be it for us here tonight. I have been Soupcan. This has been my great buddy Sawyer. Andrew behind the camera. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Signing out.
Thank you.